Are you honest with God, your Creator, the one that gave you this great destiny? Are you honest with Him? The more honest you are with Him, the closer you are to getting your destiny. Because in the Bible it says, draw close to God and He will draw close to you. We are friends with God. We can say things to God that we can't say to other people even. I know in my case, I've been waiting for a long time for this great destiny that God has for me. I know it, it's in my heart, but I've come to the end of my rope. It's just like I give up. If you don't do it, it isn't going to get done because I'm tired. So I am being brutally honest with God. And many people in the Bible were brutally honest with God because they felt betrayal and they felt things like that with God. Now, not that He actually was. He was just working things out for their good. But that's how they felt. They were honest with Him. And some of these people that were honest are people like David. Now, David was considered a man after God's own heart. This is in 1 Samuel 13:14. He had his sins, but he was a man after God's own heart. And he talked in Psalms about betrayal, about abandonment, about unfair practices that he thought God was putting him through. But in the end, he came out praising God because he was honest with God and he was God's friend and God was friends with him. Another one was Abraham. Abraham pestered God to death because Abraham was very concerned because God was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. He actually had a nephew that lived there. He had Lot. Lot lived there, and he was very concerned about it. So he pestered God. He said, if there's 50 righteous men, will you destroy it? No. 40. No. He finally got him all the way down to 10. I guess there weren't 10 righteous men because he finally destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. But he did get Lot and his wife out without them being harmed. Well, except she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt, but that was her fault. But he pestered God. Abraham pestered God. Another one is Job. If you know the story of Job, he lost everything. He was a very wealthy man, and he lost it all. He even lost his kids. And he had boils on him and everything. And he complained to God for a long time. And in the end, what did God do? God commended him for complaining. This is in Job 42:7. He commended Job for complaining because he was honest with God. The one I like the most is Moses. If you know the story of Moses, Moses was put in the basket and the Pharaoh's daughter rescued him. He lived in the palace until he killed somebody, then he had to escape. Then the burning bush came and told him to go back into Egypt to free the Israelites. Well, he did, and they were free. Then they got out on the desert and they started complaining to God. Well, God said, I'm done with this. I'm abandoning you. You can have the promised land, but I'm not going to be with you. And Moses said, wait a minute, God. You called me. You told me to go. Now you're going to abandon me? He said, if you don't come with us, we're not going. Trip ends here. And God said to Moses, okay, fine, I'll go with you. So he stayed with them the whole time, murmuring and complaining and everything. But God did stay with them until they got to the promised land. Because Moses complained to God. He did not want to be abandoned with these people in the desert. I don't want to be abandoned. I was always taught you don't talk to God like that. You don't talk to anybody like that. So I've been giving him platitudes and trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And everything is just that I'm done. If it doesn't happen, if God doesn't make it happen, it doesn't happen at all. So if you feel like you have a great destiny, I'd like to help you out with that. So if you're on social media, comment that you want to talk to me about your destiny and I will get back with you. If you see a link, I'd like you to click on that link. You'll get to some boxes and put your name, your email address, and your phone number in those boxes. And I'll get back with you because I just want to talk to you about your destiny and see if we can help make it happen.